At first, your brain would refuse to believe it. It's not built to process everyone disappeared. You'd probably grab your phone, refresh Instagram, then Wi-Fi, then your soul. When that doesn't work, you'd walk outside expecting at least one neighbor doing lawn work or yelling at clouds, but nope, just silence. No cars, no planes, no distant hum of electricity. Psychologically, this is what's called acute denial. Your brain desperately tries to force normalcy onto chaos. It's like when you misplace your keys and immediately assume it's someone else's fault, except now the someone else doesn't exist. The cognitive dissonance would be insane. You'd keep calling out, waiting for an answer, but all you'd get back is the weird echo of your own voice bouncing off dead buildings. That silence, it would feel loud, deafening even, because your brain's used to background noise like white static. It literally calms you. Take that away, and your mind starts inventing phantom sounds to fill the gap. A cough that wasn't there, a door creak that didn't happen. Congratulations, you're officially gaslighting yourself. Eventually, the shock would fade, replaced by an uncomfortable realization: this is real. The silence becomes your new roommate. And spoiler, they snore loudly. By the first day, hunger kicks in, not from lack of food, but from your body's stress response. When panic takes over, cortisol floods your system, confusing your hunger signals. So you're both starving and nauseous. It's like your stomach's trying to text you two different messages at once. You'll probably raid a grocery store thinking, well, at least there's no line. But here's where reality slaps you. No power means no refrigeration. Within 48 hours, all the meat, milk, and anything fresh turns into a biology experiment. You'll move to canned food, but even that has a shelf life. Congratulations, you've just become your own survival reality show, minus the camera crew. The weird part, psychologists say scarcity changes behavior even when abundance exists. You could be surrounded by aisles of food, but your brain will still panic and hoard, because survival instincts override logic. You'll fill your backpack with 30 cans of beans like it's the apocalypse, because, well, it is. And here's the kicker, with no one to impress, your meals devolve fast. You'll be eating cold beans with a screwdriver, calling it bean carpaccio. Michelin star dining? Gone. It's just you, a dusty can opener, and a quiet existential crisis at aisle 6. After a few days, your biggest enemy isn't hunger or fear, it's silence. Your brain needs sound. Studies on isolation show that when people are deprived of sensory input for too long, they start hallucinating, like full-blown talking to the wallpaper levels of weird. Your auditory cortex, the part that processes sound, this gets bored, so it starts freelancing. You might hear footsteps behind you or see shapes moving in the corner of your vision. It's not ghosts, it's your brain entertaining itself. This is why solitary confinement drives people to madness. The human mind craves stimulation like a toddler craves chaos. With no one to talk to, your inner voice becomes your best, and worst, friend. You might start narrating your actions just to fill the void. And now, I shall open this can of peaches, my loyal audience of 0. Psychologists call this self-talk, and while it's totally normal, prolonged isolation can turn it into something darker. You'll start assigning personalities to objects. That broken traffic light? He's Gary now. Gary's got opinions. Basically, your brain is throwing a little party to stop you from realizing you're the only guest left alive. Here's the messed up part. After a while, you'd feel good, like eerily calm. This is called the loneliness high. After days of panic and overstimulation withdrawal, your nervous system crashes into a weird state of acceptance. Your brain releases dopamine just to stop you from breaking down completely. It's like emotional morphine. You might wander through empty streets feeling detached, even euphoric. Studies on isolation-induced euphoria show it's similar to what happens in near-death experiences. The mind numbs itself to cope. You'll start enjoying the peace. No traffic, no deadlines, no small talk with people who think crypto is a personality. For a fleeting moment, being alone feels like freedom, until you realize freedom without witnesses feels pointless. Who are you even being free for? Eventually, that high fades, replaced by the slow ache of missing human connection. You'll start craving not just people, but presence, eye contact, touch. The tiny micro-interactions that tell your brain you exist. Without them, your sense of self begins to unravel. Basically, your brain starts ghosting you. Remember how humans spent centuries bulldozing forests, paving paradise, and inventing leaf blowers for some reason? Yeah, without us, nature's throwing the wildest comeback party ever. Within days, cities start to rot. power plants go offline, water treatment systems fail, and streetlights flicker out like dying fireflies. You'll get your first taste of true darkness, the kind that makes your flashlight feel like a candle at a funeral. Animals start creeping in. At first, it's pigeons and rats taking over the sidewalks like drunk tourists. But give it a few weeks, and things get National Geographic real fast. Coyotes in Times Square, deer wandering into Starbucks, snakes sunbathing on highways. It's not even chaos, it's balance being restored, just without a press release. From a psychological perspective, this hits hard. Humans evolved with nature and against it. We like trees, but we also like being indoors away from bugs. So when you see plants reclaiming skyscrapers, your brain gets confused. It's both beautiful and horrifying. You might even feel guilt, as if you personally owe the planet an apology. That's called eco-anxiety, except this time it's justified, because now every building you enter smells like mold and wet concrete, and if you stay quiet long enough, you can literally hear vines crawling. It's peaceful, in a creepy Mother Earth's revenge tour kind of way. In a month or two, cities will look like overgrown ruins from a dystopian art film. You'll have front row seats, but no popcorn. Here's something your post-apocalyptic brain won't like. Modern comfort depends on constant maintenance. Without humans, everything we rely on starts failing in absurdly specific ways. Gas pumps? Useless, no electricity. Toilets? Eventually unflushable. Wi-Fi? Gone faster than your dignity at karaoke night. Within a few weeks, even your beloved streaming services are digital fossils. But here's the sneaky part. You wouldn't immediately miss the tech. You'd be too busy adapting. Psychologically, humans are absurdly resilient. We normalize catastrophe at record speed. You'd start lighting candles and calling it mood lighting. You'd bathe in bottled water and pretend it's a spa day. Denial. It's not just a river in Egypt, it's a full coping mechanism. Still, the creature comforts would haunt you. Imagine walking through a mall, lights off, mannequins frozen mid-pose like they died waiting for Black Friday. The consumer world becomes an eerie museum of what used to matter. Every advertisement, every smiling stock photo, now a ghost of human obsession. Your brain, starved of stimulation, starts inventing rituals just to feel alive again. You might go shopping in empty stores, try on clothes, leave them on the floor, because who's gonna stop you? It's both tragic and weirdly funny. Humans can't help performing even when the audience is gone. Basically, comfort dies fast, but habit dies slower. At this point, silence isn't just background noise, it's your new language. Your internal monologue, once a quiet mumble under the chaos of life, now has surround sound. This is when things get existential. You'll start having full-blown conversations with yourself, not in a losing it way, but in a needing structure way. Psychologists call this dialogical self-theory. Your mind splits into multiple voices to simulate social interaction. It's the same thing lonely kids do with imaginary friends, just scaled up to adult apocalypse levels. One part of your brain becomes the leader, another the skeptic, another the comedian. It's a mental group chat where no one can mute anyone. And weirdly, it works. Your psyche's just trying to give you the illusion of society. But this survival tactic has side effects. You might lose track of which voice is you. Studies on extreme isolation, like astronauts or Antarctic researchers, show people start attributing agency to sounds or objects. That's when your brain's like, you see that chair? He's got opinions now. And you'll let him, because even fake company feels better than none. Humans are built for connection, not monologues. So when no one's left, your mind creates someone. You become your own sitcom cast, laugh track included. When the world outside gets quiet, your brain compensates inside. Sleep becomes weirdly vivid, like your mind's trying to binge watch everyone you've ever met. Dreams would feel hyper-real, populated by the people who used to exist. Faces, voices, laughter. It's comforting at first, until you start mixing them up with waking life. This happens because your REM cycle becomes your main source of social interaction. Studies on sensory deprivation show people can't separate dream memories from real ones after prolonged isolation. You might wake up convinced you just had coffee with your best friend, only to realize the cup's still cold and untouched. That emotional whiplash? Devastating. You start dreading waking up because dreams are the only place where life feels normal. It's the ultimate psychological bait and switch. Eventually, your dreams might turn surreal, your brain trying to rebuild society from memory. You'll dream of crowds, traffic, chatter, random arguments in grocery lines. Then wake up to silence so sharp it physically hurts. Basically, sleep becomes your parallel universe, and you'll wish you could move there permanently. Here's the cruel twist. Even if you survive physically, your mind won't stay the same. Without people to talk to, your memories start to decay. Human memory is like a muscle. It strengthens when shared. Every time you tell a story, you reinforce the neural pathways that store it. Without that, the edges blur. You'll start forgetting details first. The color of your friend's jacket, the way your mother laughed, the exact tone of someone saying your name. Then, whole faces begin to fade, replaced by weird composites your brain invents to fill the blanks. It's like your mind is running low on rendering power. There's research on this actually. Long-term isolation leads to cognitive atrophy similar to early dementia. It's not just loneliness, it's neurological neglect. You might try talking out loud, narrating old memories to keep them alive, but after a while, even your own voice won't sound familiar. It's horrifyingly poetic. You become the only witness to your existence, and even that witness starts forgetting the details. You'll cling to mementos, photos, notes, books, anything that proves people were here. But those too lose meaning over time. Language starts to feel foreign when it's never spoken aloud. Words like we, us, or everyone become fossils. Eventually, you stop thinking in social terms. Your inner dialogue switches from what would they think to does it matter? And that's when humanity truly ends, not with extinction, but with forgetting why we ever cared. Basically, the apocalypse doesn't erase the world, it erases you from yourself. After months, maybe years, something inside you just clicks. You stop fighting the silence, you stop expecting rescue, you stop counting days. It's not despair exactly, it's a strange, detached peace. Humans are the only species that obsesses over meaning. When all other humans vanish, that need slowly dissolves. You start syncing with nature's rhythm instead. Wake with the sun, sleep with the dark, eat when hungry, rest when tired. You become feral in the calmest way possible. Psychologists call this radical acceptance. It's what happens when the brain stops resisting reality. You adapt, not because you want to, but because survival demands it. And with no external pressure, no social ladder, no judgment, no expectations, you might even find something that feels like clarity. You'll laugh at how absurd it all was. The traffic jams, the emails, the endless noise we mistook for life. Now, it's just you and the planet, both scarred, both strangely peaceful. You'll talk to the wind, and for the first time, it won't feel weird. Eventually, you'll stop needing words altogether. Just silence, sunlight, and the pulse of a living earth that finally got to breathe again. And maybe that's the final irony. When humanity disappears, life finally starts making sense.